Well, hello, y'all. It is time to breathe in on the latest Both of Us Sports webcast streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And we got a nice little Christmas thing since
Merry Christmas.
since Christmas is 2 days away. So, of course, let us be the first or second or however many people to wish you a Merry Christmas. And with that, Patrick, we're going to come in and we're going to start with some stuff with the college football playoff. So, Aaron, I see your comment about the Bears QB play and Caleb Williams. We will get to that in a little bit. But nice to see you pop in. Of course, man, Merry Christmas to you as well. So, Patrick, before we get to these quarterfinal games of the college football playoff, I wanted to point out a few things. Some of these comments, and you know the comments were going to come the minute Tulane and James Madison got into the playoff and ultimately got waxed in these games as well. But I want to draw some attention to what Nick Saban had said when he was talking about, well, he basically made the comparison between Tulane and James Madison being like a AAA team in baseball. And he had said, and I know you can pull up the comments real quick, but basically, and I'm paraphrasing this here, he had said, basically, are you going to bring the AAA team to play in Major League Baseball? That's what you have when Tulane and James Madison is going into college football playoff. So one thing here, Patrick, number one, listen, we're not going to sit here and try to act like we don't see what these people in college football are doing. They obviously want a scenario where it is just basically the Power Four conferences, and those are the only ones who are going to get into the playoff. We already understand that. We know that. But to hear Nick Saban make that comparison, look, I'm just going to say this. Nick, you're probably the greatest head coach of all time in college football. It does not
Probably.
mean probably. I mean, I guess it depends on, I guess, how you feel about Bear Bryant, just going back in those other Alabama days. But that does not mean you know what you're talking about all the time. And that comparison between Tulane and James Madison and a AAA team in baseball, it really doesn't make any sense. And here's why it doesn't make any sense. In AAA, and I know you could tell me that you could back me up on this because you're the baseball guy. In AAA, they have their own championship. And so they're not going to get caught up to the MLB to play unless we just decide to do some relegation like they do over here in Europe for soccer.
Well, hold on. I do have to say this. Even in a AAA team, you're only taking 29 players at most, and you're part of a 40-man roster. So you can pull from AAA all season long.
And you get pulling the whole team up, though.
No. Well,
that's what Nick Saban was saying.
And I get you, but I want to make sure everybody is clear on how like baseball really works. You know what I mean? And because I know where you're going with it, 100% know where you're going with it. But there's going to be a lot of people in there being like, well, look, everybody, listen. We understand what Nick Saban is saying, but also understanding from a AAA baseball team, the Atlanta Braves has 6 AAA teams that they have spread out across, Southeast region where they can pull 11 to 12 people from their teams, respectively. There's probably like 2 on this team, 2 on that team, 3 on this one, 1 on this one. It doesn't matter, but they have 40-man rosters. And to Charles, what he was going to say was they're not pulling the whole team up. No, they're only pulling certain players up. And they want to make sure that those certain players have enough play time throughout their, I want to say AAA goes 132 games or 92 games. So they want to make sure that they have enough play time so that when they do get brought up, they're not missing any strides. They're going to be able to compete at that level. But no, AAA has its own. It has its own World Series. It has its own World Series. I don't know if they call it a World Series.
No,
I don't think they do. But they have their own World Series. Let's put it that way. and so does MLB. But to put them in that same category as a AAA team, I wouldn't go that far. Do I think that there's a lot lesser talent? Yes, because teams like Oregon and teams like who's the other one?
Tulane or James Madison.
No. Who played Tulane? Ole Miss.
Yeah.
So teams like Oregon and Ole Miss, they're allotted more money for NIL. So yeah, they're going to be able to get more. They're going to get better players. They're going to get stronger players. They're going to get more athletic players than James Madison and their $2.6 million against Oregon with their 19 million. There's a big difference out of that. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I 100% agree with Nick Saban's comment, because I really don't. But I also kind of see where he's coming from with it. I kind of feel like the group of five should have their own. Just group of five it and put it back there in their national championships, and they do their own thing, and give the Power Four conferences what they want. 8 teams. Instead of doing like conference championships, top 2 teams from each conference, they go into an 8-man or an 8-team playoff and let them duke it out.
Yeah, and so like that's my point. And so like without getting into the like all the details, which are very, very valid, if that is the case, yes, group of 5, Division 2, Division 3, all of them, they have their own separate titles. But as long as Tulane and James Madison or whichever group of 5 team comes in or is voted in, or however they're going to decide it, because they're going to try to change it up any way they can. This is going to be a yearly occurrence until they get what they feel is right in terms of having all Power 4 conference teams in there. We know that's what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah, that's coming. Yeah.
So if that is the case, until they do make that decision to have your group of 5, like you had said, the group of 5 teams kind of have their own championship they can play for. Until that happens, they are still Division 1 teams, which means they should have an opportunity to play for this national championship. Even if they get smacked, like to me, that the result, I'm not worried about the result necessarily. No. Yeah, like I understand.
I'll make a point on that here in just a minute.
Yeah. And so like I'm not worried about the result in this case. It's just about being able to see these teams have a chance. And if they are getting smacked, cool, they're getting smacked. And I mean, obviously that's what everyone's expecting anyway. And for the most part, I mean, that's what's happening. James Madison did what they could to keep up with Oregon, but I mean, they just
but by the time you got the 6th string in and you stick them on for 34 points, I mean, here's my point about getting blown out. And I got two perspectives on this. One, all right, if you get blown out, that's part of football. Stop whining and complaining about it. What did Georgia do to Alabama just week before? What did Ohio State do to almost every team they play all the way up until Indiana? What did Indiana do to everybody? Look, hey, let's go to James Madison. What did James Madison do the entire season? Smack everybody around. So they get in, they're put in the 12th spot, they go against Oregon, and they got a taste of their own medicine. Why am I crying? There's no way to be crying. I don't understand I don't understand that point. So if you're mad about that, then don't smack everybody else around, and then expect to come in and not get smacked around. I mean, Oregon is a better team because they have more money, they have more boosters, they have more of all the things that James Madison wished they could have, but they're not quite there yet. So either A, stop complaining about it and take your lumps and your bruises. You see what you need to do, go and recruit and fix the problem. You're a Division I college. Simple as that. 2, if you don't like that, then start petitioning and get your own conference group of 5 national championship and move in that direction. Or 3, I will have to say this. The committee needs to stop looking at this thinking that a group of 5 team is going to be able to come into these big conferences like this and this championship and expect them to think that this is like basketball. A group of 5 is not coming into this bracket and going to go the distance. We already know that. James Madison, let's just say hypothetically, James Madison gets past Oregon. Who's next? Freaking Texas Tech. Okay, let's just say hypothetically they get past them. Now they have to deal with Indiana or Alabama. Okay, now let's just say hypothetically they get past them. Now they still have to deal with Ohio State, Georgia, Ole Miss, or Miami. That is hard to win out. That's 4 games against some of the top tier of top 25 football. That is a hard ask for a James Madison team that is not playing that type of competition every single week. That's hard ask. So if you're going to be mad about it, then start petitioning to get your own group of 5 national championship and let this be what it's going to be, which is a Power 4 conference tournament, and let them play. Because that group of 5 team is a hard ass to win all of those games. And I'm sorry. Let's just say they don't. Let's say Alabama gets beat by Oklahoma. That's not a downgrade. Oklahoma is a good team. You're still going to have to beat that team. Yeah, I don't know. It's like you get mad, and I'm not saying you. I'm just saying people in general. They get mad over James Madison getting their tails handed to them. I mean, or what my kids BTA, with belt to ass. They get mad about that, but then all season it was like, we got no business. We were smacking everybody around. Then you get smacked around because you got a higher competition team that you're going against, and then you're mad about it. What? Get out of my face with that.
So I'm gonna call somebody out here, Patrick. I'm gonna call out your Aunt Tareen.
What'd she say?
Go to her Facebook. I guess she had made a quick comment saying basically the CFP first round was less than impressive. That is all. She did not elaborate. She did not elaborate. Didn't have any details in there.
Those 2 games were great.
Yeah. It's I was
the last 2 are very unimpressive. I mean, I gotta have to agree with her. Yeah.
I had seen it and I was about to ask not to start anything, and I'm gonna like call her Aunt Taree, like she's my Aunt Taree too. But I was gonna say not trying to say anything, but can you elaborate?
Just elaborate on that. Yeah. Comments. Elaborate on that, because I have got your back right now. Because that was, I really wasn't impressed with the first. Or I was impressed with the first 2. The second 2, I was just like, ugh, bored.
So my question would be just, I guess, what were we expecting? Now,
it was actually exactly what I expected.
Yeah, so that's what I mean.
Go back and everybody go back and watch the last episode. Look at the scores me and Charles had.
Yeah.
And that's really what we expected.
Yeah, and so that's the question. Like, were we expecting? And this is not just toward your Aunt Tareen, but toward anybody who is saying, "Oh my gosh, first round was that good." Were you expecting Tulane to perhaps beat Ole Miss? Were you expecting James Madison to perhaps give Oregon a scare? I mean, according to everybody else that I've heard, I mean, no one should be surprised on what happened at all. And now maybe the Miami Texas A&M one, that could have been a surprise, and we both had A&M winning there. And
I will say this: I was surprised with that game on two levels. One, Carson Beck took care of the freaking ball.
Yeah, he did.
Surprise, surprise. Now, don't get me wrong; he didn't do anything with it, but he took care of the ball. Yeah. And then, wow, a Miami defense that stepped up and held that offense to 3 points. Hey, dude, you got your clap sound. Hey, Miami defense. Wow, that was a hell of a performance.
There you go.
Thank you, Miami defense. Wow, I was impressed with that. Now I will say that. So that makes this next round very, very interesting to pick.
It does. And I guess speaking of that, before
Let's put that graphic up.
yeah, so of course you want to see the graphic. So
We both went 3-1.
So we both went 3-1. There was no correct scores, but Patrick's still up 8. And that's the biggest thing there. That's the only reason why you want to see that. Okay, we're removing it. So with that, let's go and start picking these games out for the quarterfinals of the CFP. We will start with the Miami Ohio State game. So this game is the Cotton Bowl, played, of course, in
I knew you were going to start on this freaking game.
Hey, Patrick, I'm just going down the order of how these games are going to appear. So this
how they're starting. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here looking at it, I'm like, that is not how it appears. First game I see is Oregon, Texas Tech. But I'm looking at the bracket. You're looking at the schedule. Gotcha.
Yes, looking at the schedule, since this bad boy will be on New Year's Eve. Miami, Ohio State. Miami coming off of that win over A&M in College Station. So now they will meet Ohio State, Cotton Bowl, AT&T Stadium, Arlington, Texas, suburb of Dallas and Fort Worth. So this is interesting. Neither one of us saw Miami coming in and winning at A&M like they did, and you said holding that team to 3 points in doing it. So you want me to pick first, or all right, so I know you're saying it don't matter. I'm winning anyway. I think this is going to be close. This Miami team, it showed me, and look, we've been talking mess about Miami. Everybody's like, oh, the you back. Hey, Miami looking like they're on their way to being back. Not there yet, but maybe on their way.
Might be.
Playing this Ohio State team, I do think there is a level of physicality Ohio State can bring that Texas A&M couldn't quite get to. Not quite. I think A&M could have tried to run the ball a little bit more, and I think maybe they started to panic a little bit, and then they were just trying to throw pretty exclusively. And when they were running the ball, they were trying to run with Marcel Reed more than anything else. I think Ohio State will have a pretty simple game plan. They're not going to try to complicate things. They know they have a good receiver room, but I think they're going to try to establish the line of scrimmage, which will be hard to do against, especially that Miami defensive line. That Miami defensive line is really, really good.
And if they show up.
Oh, yeah, if they do.
They show up. Ohio State could go home.
They could be in trouble.
They could be.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think this has 20-14, 20-17 written all over this. But I think Ohio State pulls it out. So they got the 20. Miami's got the 14. So they got 20-14 Ohio State. I just think they'll be able to get more pressure on Carson Beck. And this is the game where I think a couple of those interceptions may come up for Carson Beck as well. And then I think with the receiver group, Jeremiah Smith, Arnell Tate, saying not taking too many chances unless it's there. I mean, he does play pretty smart with the ball. So yeah, I think Ohio State wins, but it'll be close. 20-14 is my score.
Okay. I will tell you this. You know I can't stand Ohio State.
Me either.
Now I'm not gonna make any spoiler alerts. I mean, look, I'm going to go Ohio State. Let me tell you, I want to make a strong case of how much I am rooting for Miami to win this game. Not because I want to make this very clear.
I thought you up all day, dude.
Blizzard all day long, dog. I'm telling you. But I am not picking. I'm not rooting for. Let me put it this way. I am not rooting for Miami to beat Ohio State because I can't stand Ohio State. I am rooting for Miami to win because the next game they play will be against my dogs, and I want to just arf, 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 all over Carson Beck, and then I want to lift my leg up and just piss on him. Those are interceptions. But I think he's going to be too scared. He doesn't want to win this game. 3 interceptions by Carson Beck. You got 2014. I'm going to go 28. I'm going to go 28-10.
Oh, you got Ohio State kind of winning solidly.
Yeah.
That's almost a blowout. All right. All right.
Well, Miami probably shouldn't have beat Texas A&M, but they did. And I'm not taking anything away from that defense and the way that offense couldn't move the ball either until that one run. And at that point, I was like, "Ooh, yeah, Texas A&M is done." And that is like late in the fourth quarter. So I don't know. I mean, I look at this Miami offense, and I just don't think it moves. It just doesn't move the way it needs to. The defense is what keeps them in all the games, and I just don't think that defense is going to be stellar enough to stop saying in what that Ohio State offense can do. This is one of those things where who wins the game, it's either going to be Miami's defense or Ohio State's offense. It's going to be one of those two. And I just think Ohio State's offense is just much better than their defense.
Well, all right, so we both have Ohio State winning the Cotton Bowl here. And then let's go over here to the Orange Bowl. So this is the first of the other 3 college football playoff games on New Year's Day. Oregon and Texas Tech will play down at a Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. And all right, so Oregon's coming in. You know, had their game against James Madison. They're rolling on in, and they are going to face a Texas Tech team that has looked significantly different from the Texas Tech teams we have seen in the past. This Texas Tech team can apparently play some defense, and they can still score pretty well too.
Top 10 defense in all of FBS.
Yeah, so this game, I think, for me, Patrick, I think this has the potential to be the best game out of the 4. I think these 2 teams are pretty closely matched. And what I want to see from Oregon, because I think their defense is pretty good. I think their offense is pretty good too. I don't know if they're as explosive as they have been. And yeah, I get it. They put 51 on James Madison, but I think they could have put like 70 on them if they wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, show. Oregon had their 6th string players in. I mean, they were literally playing their middle school lineup.
But I look at this. So I go back to teams that Oregon has played that has had some decent defenses. Penn State, even though Penn State's record was very, very bad, they had, at the time when they played them, had a pretty good defense. And Oregon was able to score in overtime. I think the final score of that game was 30-24. The other one was when Indiana came to Eugene and they held them to 20 points. And Indiana won that game 30-20. I think Texas Tech is pretty similar to Indiana. Maybe not as good, but it's maybe similar. The only question I have is, can Texas Tech, if they get in the red zone, they're going to have to cash in. Now, there's been one issue with Texas Tech this year is their red zone offense. They can move the ball, but they have had to settle for a few more field goals than normal. Man,
they should. Yeah, definitely they should. Yeah.
I'm gonna do it, man. I think I'm picking Texas Tech here. I am picking Texas Tech. I think it's going to be 27-23. I I think this Texas Tech team has a similar build to Indiana, and that means they're a little bit more physical than what Oregon is bringing. And we know Dan Lanning, he's preaching physicality. We get it. Oregon still kind of they don't have like those big dudes, like those really big dudes that come to, like, especially when you're playing in the Big Ten, you're playing teams like Ohio State and Indiana. I don't know if they have that. They're going to show up, of course. I mean, it's Oregon, but I got Texas Tech winning 27-23.
Okay. Like where your head's at. I do. I will be rooting for that Texas Tech team, but all of those things, you forgot to mention one thing. That Oregon offense is fast. And I don't know if they're going I don't know if Texas Tech can keep up with how fast that Oregon offense can play.
Are they as explosive as they have been, though?
They haven't been explosive. But they move the ball, and they move the ball very well. They don't. I mean, I think their red zone is substantially better than Texas Tech's. I will say this: when you deal with a Big 12 defense that actually shows up, that's pretty freaking good. You know what I mean? But I think Oregon is. I do feel Oregon is the better team. I'm gonna go Oregon. I'm gonna go 24-20. I think Oregon is. They're. I don't think it's going to be like any blowout or anybody's going to have to come back. I just think it's just going to be punch for punch, and Oregon is going to score a touchdown opposed to getting a field goal. Now, I will say this: that defense for Texas Tech moves very fluidly together, and you're really not used to that out of the Big 12 with defense. Most of the time, they're just high-powered offenses. But I don't think this Texas Tech team is as high-powered offense as this Oregon team can potentially be. So I'm going to go Oregon. I think Oregon will win 24-20.
All right. Let's go to the Rose Bowl. You have a matchup, Rose Bowl, of course, out there in Cali, in Pasadena, suburb of LA. And you have the Alabama Crimson Tide coming off of their road win in Oklahoma to get to this point, facing the number one ranked and seeded Indiana Hoosiers. I had to think about that for a second. Almost
takes a minute.
Yeah, like
it takes a minute.
I thought
that's set in.
I thought we were talking about basketball for a second.
Yeah,
but this is football, and yes, Indiana is the number one seed here. Now you remember, and I know you probably remember this too, Patrick, when Indiana fans, when they were starting to rise up a little bit, they were chanting, "We want Bama."
We want Bama, like week 7.
Yeah, right.
I remember that. It might have been 9 or 8 or 6 or whatever. I think it was 7. I want to say it was week 7. I don't know. I remember though.
Yeah, and so
shirts off.
Yep.
We want Bama. We want. Well, okay, well you get them now.
And so now they have Bama, and so now Indiana has a newly crowned Heisman Trophy winner in Fernando Mendoza, and they're well rested. Of course, after winning the Big Ten championship game over Ohio State. So they have a lot of momentum coming in. Alabama, battle tested. I mean, you come back from 17-0 there in Norman and win that game 34-24. This is a team that is showing some grit, which was a little bit of a question under the direction of Caleb DeBoer. But they showed some grit late. So I think this game will be, man, I think it'll be pretty close. And look, as a fellow SEC member now, I am rooting for Alabama to take this.
Oh, 100%. 100% I am. That will be the time where I will say that.
You know me.
Right. I will be rooting for Alabama. I am not saying that. I will be rooting for them, but I'm not saying that.
I root for everyone except Oklahoma. But I think Indiana is gonna they're getting their wish, and I think they're gonna come through on that wish, man. I think they're gonna bring some pressure on Ty Simpson, and when you are able to get some good pressure on him, he does struggle with that.
Well, he collapses.
Yeah, and Indiana's defense they're pretty good, man. So I think Indiana will win this. And I think they will win 31. I'm going to go 31-24.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Actually got offenses showing up.
I do think the offenses will get some. I think they'll get a little bit of scoring in. Because I think I don't think it'll be all offense. I think maybe there's like a turnover, maybe a fumble recovery, special teams touchdown in there.
30? You got 30 on that Alabama defense?
I mean, because Alabama's defense is a little inconsistent too. I mean,
dude, I'm just saying, we played them and we couldn't even get 31 on them.
Y'all got 28. Man, y'all were close.
Yeah. I'm just saying we didn't break 30 though.
That's true.
Break 50. I was hoping we'd go 50-3.
50-3. Y'all weren't gonna.
I was hoping we'd beat them 70-1, and we just spot them 1 point at the beginning of the game. Oh, you want a point toss? Take a point.
Y'all were not gonna win no 50-3.
No, but here was hoping.
Yeah.
Okay.
31-24 for me.
31-24. Okay, look, I think defenses show up heavy on this one. I mean, my personal opinion, I don't see anybody getting into the 30s. I just don't. Like you said, get pressure on Ty. Ty tends to collapse. I don't know if he's going to throw any interceptions, but he does get very lucky about getting about an inch out of the pocket and throwing an inch over the freaking line of scrimmage just to get the ball thrown away. I don't know how this dude knows. Like, he just is like and pinpoints it right on the corner. Now he can't hit his wide receivers like that, but he can pinpoint a throw out of bounds just perfect. You know what I mean? And then we look at Indiana's offense, and I know he's the Heisman Trophy winner, and I know that but I haven't seen him play a defense that can be this assertive. I know they played Ohio State, but I don't think that defense is this assertive. Now, with that being said, I am going to be rooting for Alabama 100%. I am going to be rooting for that Crimson Tide because I need the SEC to win. I love my conference to stay strong. Yeah. But I do have to agree with you. Indiana has proven themselves to be in this spot. They have played some really good teams. They have came out on the other side unscathed. I think that does continue. I do have Indiana winning this game. But I'm going to go 23-17 Indiana.
23-17 Indiana, huh? You know what? So I'll say this, and then we'll get to the game. Of course, we're looking forward to. But I'll say this about Bama. If Bama is going to win this game, they cannot start the way they did against Oklahoma and expect to come back against Indiana. Exactly. They have to bring pressure right away on Fernando Mendoza. You cannot sit back, 4-man rushes, trying to keep everything over the top, which I get. You're not trying to give up big plays, but
sometimes you got to pin your ears back and go and get them to prevent the thought of a big play. You got to keep those quarterbacks honest, and it's just like Ty Simpson. You let him stay in the pocket, he'll pick you apart. You let anybody stay in the pocket, they'll pick you apart, right? Mendoza's no different. I do kind of feel like if you get more pressure on him, he might make a mistake.
Yeah, you can't. You can't.
What's up, Aaron?
you said you got 4-man rushes and stuff. I mean, you got to come in there, at least throw a mix up, throw some sort of a change up, bring some zone blitzes, bring an all out blitz, whatever. But you gotta, you gotta get in that kitchen a little bit.
Yeah, get in that kitchen. I mean, I'm not saying you have to, bake up a whole 7-course meal, but I mean, you do have to mix some batter in there a little bit. Just saying.
What was your score? 23-17?
Yes. Did I have 2 scores like that?
No.
Okay.
You have 28-10 Ohio State, 24-20 Texas Tech, or Oregon over Texas Tech. And then 23-17 Indiana over Bama.
Okay.
Well, so Patrick, and then that leads us to the quarterfinal.
Obviously, everybody knows where I'm going on this.
Yeah, so this is between y'all and Ole Miss. This is the Sugar Bowl down in New Orleans. This is a rematch of a game that y'all played earlier in the year in Athens between the.
Ain't let them score on their first 5 drives.
That y'all won 43-35. And so now here's the rematch. Ole Miss coming off the win over Tulane. Aaron, sorry I didn't get to say what's up with you there. I know Patrick got it, but I didn't get to say it. I think Ole Miss, of course, they're without Lane Kiffin now. Didn't look like there was much of a change to what they were doing, but
no sputter.
Yeah,
it was Tulane.
But yeah, and now there's a step up in weight class, and Ole Miss knows what it's about since they played y'all earlier this year. So, Patrick, what score do you have, and why?
Well, look, Georgia seems to be got their stuff together of past 5 weeks. Doing what we did to Alabama in the SEC championship really feels like that. You know when we beat Alabama in that one game, and I was like, and we were like, yeah, maybe we slayed some demons there. Okay, we never cut the head off the snake. You know what I mean? And I kind of feel that championship game allowed us to do that. I think we have finally cut the head off the snake. That is Alabama in our head, ruling us for 12-1. You know what I mean? Now it's 12-2. We're here. We're back, baby. We're back, baby. I'm gonna go Georgia. I feel that Ole Miss will bring a lot of pressure to Gunner, and I think that if anybody is good under pressure, Gunner Stockton is. He has proven that time and time again. Falling to Ole Miss 35, letting them score, what was it, when we were 35?
It was 43-35.
43-30. No. But going into the fourth quarter, we were down by like 9 or 10.
Oh, yeah, it was 35-26.
35-26? Okay. All right. So going into the fourth quarter at 35-26, we don't need to be in that position. I think Ole Miss will be a little different this time. I think they'll come a little more ready. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game like 35-43 this time. I do think that, who hits the 30s will win. I'm going to go Georgia 32-24. I do think Georgia does win this game. So...
yeah, he got an Arizona Cardinals blast in. So
hey, look, about them Falcons.
And so, look, Patrick, I don't have.
Look, either way the case may be, Aaron, I will be sitting on the couch with you watching the Super Bowl because we are eliminated too.
I don't have much to add on that game. I do think it will be a little bit lower scoring. I do think the defenses show up a little bit more for this one than the game that y'all had between the hedges. But I do think Georgia is playing at a level where everything's clicking now. Defense is bringing pressure. They're a lot more aggressive than they were at the beginning of the season.
Special teams is playing all over the place.
Yes, and the offense, they're getting back to physically running the football. So, yeah, Ole Miss will bring it. I do think Ole Miss is going to be right there in the fight. But I think Georgia also will pull this out. I like your score, 32-24. We'll probably have something pretty similar. I'll go 34-27 here. Georgia winning. And so if everything breaks out, let's see. So we just disagreed on the Oregon and Texas Tech game. So these next games coming up after the quarterfinals, these will be the bowls? The Fiesta and the Peach Bowl will be the semifinal games. So we will hit those games when they are set. And that will probably be in 2 weeks.
We're off next week, right?
Yeah. Yeah, man, we got to take a break too, man.
Yeah, we got to get a break in too.
Hey, we're going to do like what Tupac says. Even warriors put their spears down on Sundays. And so with that, let's get over to the NFL. So, Aaron, I seen you had popped in and you have a comment that you had left talking about the Bears QB play, because I kind of put that in the title. Number one, good on the Chicago Bears for making the playoffs. And I mean, they're going to be in there looking like they're going to be the division winner of the NFC North. So big turnaround, great turnaround. First year head coach Ben Johnson, give them credit, had a great win, a come from behind win on Saturday night against the Green Bay Packers. And then your comment, it said, if you're seriously questioning the Bears QB right now, he said that he wants us to make it relative to their team's history. He said Caleb Williams is on the way to be in Chicago's coat, and it's only year 2. So, Aaron, number one, relative to their team history, Aaron,
pretty low.
Yeah, Aaron, both you, Patrick, and I know that is a low bar.
I mean, that's a low bar, dude. Like, there's only 2 bars lower than Atlanta's, and that's one of them. All right, Cardinals is the other. I'm just gonna say, but and the Cardinals aren't much lower than our dude. Ours is like right there on the cusp of like imploding.
And also, look, Aaron, so not everything is about statistics. I get that. We're two of the main people to say, hey, there's a lot that needs to be put into the intensity of the game, the passion of the players, the heart the players show. But Caleb Williams' stats, they're not the best. Now, I will come back after Patrick reads these stats off. I will come back and have a point for you. But Patrick, hey, man, you had them stats up, man, like perfect.
Yeah, I got them right here. So, as of right now, as he stands after the Green Bay game, where they won in overtime 22-16, he is throwing for 57.8% completion rate. He has 3,400 yards, which is 11th in the entire NFL. He is 23 touchdowns, which is tied for 11th in the NFL. 6 interceptions, which is tied for 10th in the NFL.
Oh, Patrick, real quick. Very good ratio. That's almost a 4-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. So we'll be fair.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yes, that is a very good touchdown to interception ratio. But here's the kicker right here. 56.7% QB rating. I feel if you're really going to have a great quarterback, at least be in the 60s, high 60s, low 70s. And to be honest with you, like, what's the highest that a QB rating is? Like 98.6, right?
Yes.
98.6, right?
I guess it depends on the rating too, because the highest rating you can have, and I forget what metric that is, but it's like 158.3. But now some of the other ones only go from like 1 to 100. So yeah, probably like
okay. So let's, either way the case may be, if you're in the vicinity of mid 50s, that is not, to me, that is not the showing of a great quarterback, right? Now, to your point, Aaron, I will say this: the bar has been set very low in Chicago, and absolutely, that's Chicago's GOAT right there. Because here's the one stat that I have to point out, and just to be fair is fair, be my own devil's advocate, whatever you want to call it. The one thing that Caleb does better than any quarterback that they have had in the past is this kid takes care of the freaking ball. He does not turn it over. 6 interceptions all season. He hardly ever really fumbles. He runs and he gets out of bounds. He slides at the appropriate time. So you can see the development of Caleb Williams week to week, which is far more impressive than we have seen any quarterback in Chicago in the past, what, Charles? 10, 12 years?
At least 20.
Okay, there you go. At least 20.
We're going back to Rex Grossman days.
Yeah, okay. Well, there you go. And so I give Caleb Williams the nod on that. He is developing very well. But this is the one thing that Chicago did last year that they have not done in, 20 years, Charles? They got a great QB coach in there. They got him last year. So I'm not sitting here saying, I will say this. I was very critical on Caleb Williams 2 years ago. I was like, this kid ain't going to make it, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. All of the negatives that could go with that. I will say this. Kid is developing very well. He is developing very well. And if you can come into season 2, throw 23 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, like you said, 1-to-4 ratio, 4-to-1 ratio, whatever you want to look at it, he is doing substantially better than some of the quarterbacks that came out of his class. Substantially better. So I will give Caleb credit where credit is due. He still tries to put it on his back, and he still tries to throw that stupid throw where he rolls out to the right. He jumps off his left foot, jumps onto his right foot, leans and throws, and see how far he can throw it downfield. And he just so happens every time somebody is like, "Oh, look, football," and he just dimes it. And I'm like, "No, dude, you did it on accident." Now, that one throw you were talking about before we got on the show.
The touchdown pass.
That touchdown pass, it was a flat out dime. I mean, and that was from the pocket. So, dude, he has the ability to be a good quarterback. I don't know how far we want to go with great yet, but he definitely can be a good quarterback. And his numbers, I mean, I'll say this. I'm not going to say anything. He can go nowhere but up with those numbers. So, the bar was set very low in Chicago, and it's not hard to jump over a bar that's under the rocks. That's all I'm saying. I'll leave it there.
So I'll say this, Patrick. He said substantially better than the quarterbacks in his class. Do not forget about Drake May. He could be the MVP of the league.
He could.
So
I actually forgot about that.
Yeah, Drake May.
Drake May is doing his thing. He is doing his thing. But, you got to give a lot of credit to Caleb Williams. He is learning very well, and you got to give him credit.
And I'll also say this, because I have to be fair. The criteria is the same. Y'all have heard me on this show, on a webcast, maybe on a shorty every now and again, say the quarterback standards probably need to be thought of and redefined, because everyone is looking for a elite QB. Those guys aren't coming. The conversation now, as we're getting close to the season, and you have teams like the Titans, Browns, Giants, whoever, of course, everything revolves around the quarterback. But what quarterback are you trying to take in this next draft class like that? I guess Fernando Mendoza would be the best if he's coming out, but
I got one thing to say. And this is back on Drake May. Just so you could see the comparison as it stands as far as statistics. Drake May is 3,947. So that's about 547 more passing yards. He's fourth in the NFL. 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Pretty close to the same. But he has a 73.4 QB rating because most of his completions in a regular season is about 71%. That is a huge difference out of 71% on your completion rate based on 58% based on your completion rate. So and that's just to prove to your point, he could be the MVP because at 73.4 QB rating, he's number 1 in the NFL. Now, again, everybody's going to make the comment, well, the Patriots had an easy schedule. Look, easy, hard, it don't matter. The fact of the matter is this is the NFL. This is the best of the best of the best right here. And just because the other teams didn't draft appropriately, that is not Drake May's fault.
Yeah, and I mean, it's probably between him and Matthew Stafford for who will be
a dog.
Yeah.
A dog. Yeah.
But yeah, that quarterback standard. Like I said, these elite guys, they're not coming. There's no elite guys really. There's a few elite quarterbacks in the league right now. The rest of the guys might be pretty good, slightly below, slightly above average. And so those standards should be, or if you were asking me, you don't need your quarterback to be elite. You need your quarterback to be elite at the moments where elite is needed. Mm-hmm. The one thing I can say about Caleb Williams is when he's had to be, because those first 3 quarters against the Packers the other night were bad. Mm-hmm. They were bad. The Bears could not move the ball, period. But when he had to be at his best, when he had to make those throws, we mentioned the touchdown pass to DJ Moore in overtime. I mean, that was a dime. The throw to get the game to overtime after the Bears recovered the onside kick. That throw was nice in the face of an all-out blitz. Yeah. So he has been able to make the throws when he really needs them. That is what you need these days from your quarterback. Everybody, whatever talking head show, whatever network you watch, everyone's always trying to talk about elite quarterbacks. Can he be elite? You just need him to be clutch. Take care of the football like Caleb. Yeah.
4 times at most.
Like Caleb Williams, you just read off his stats in terms of taking care of the football. So what he has done is make sure he doesn't lose the game. And the Bears can still run the football. They have a ball-hawking defense that takes the ball away pretty well. So as long as you're giving those other entities chances, then the Bears are going to be in most games. And when it's time for Caleb Williams to make the throw, he has been able to do that. So Bears fair, based off of my criteria that I have said since the beginning of this year, I guess, that Caleb Williams is matching that criteria. And yes, his play definitely better than it was in the first quarter or his first season. So we'll see if he continues to evolve. But yes, Aaron, I just wanted to make sure that we detailed that. And we also wanted you to know that bar in Chicago is very, very low.
So we do agree with you. Yeah, he's probably Chicago's GOAT.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Other than that, Patrick, you got, I know it seems like, I'm gonna say this. I know it seems like every week we've been piling on the Baltimore Ravens and head coach John Harbaugh. I'm sorry. Sunday night, fireable offense. And I don't normally come on here talking about fireable offenses like that. But for them, in the fourth quarter, they were beating the New England Patriots 24-13 after Derrick Henry had a touchdown run. This dude had 100 yards on 15 carries during the game. And for him to not let alone get a carry, Patrick. He wasn't in the game. They were running Keaton Mitchell out there. That to me is a fireable offense. Why did you bring Derrick Henry there? If he's just going to be in the fourth quarter, really? What do we always say
when
about
he has 18 rushing with 128 rushing yards, and he's got 2 touchdowns. I mean, literally, dude, what is that? 7 yards a carry?
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
God, now I got to do my math.
Yeah,
hold on. I want to know.
I think I want to say it's 6. I want to say it's at least 6 yards a carry. But crazy.
7.1.
See,
7.1 yards a carry, bro. So, hey, look at my math. Off the top of the dome. Boom.
Yeah, that's crazy though. But that
7 yards a carry, dude. That's literally second and short every time he touches the ball.
That's a fireable offense.
Yeah, absolutely. I would have fired his ass right then.
And we've been,
you and Lane
on the tarmac.
You know what? Go to LSU. Just go to LSU.
Because that's bad. I mean, your season's on the line. Jackson was out the game. He left the game in the second quarter with he caught a knee to the back, so he couldn't come back. That's even more reason to run Derrick Henry. Yeah. And they did not have him in the fourth quarter. In their other drives in that quarter. Money time. Your season is on the line. And Derrick Henry's not in there. What did you get him for? That to me, and you know me, Patrick. Now I know you've been saying, he needs to go. But me, I've been like, I think it's getting there. No, it's time for him to go. He got to go. I think now the team has gotten stale. They're probably not going to make the playoffs. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win the AFC North, most likely. And
hey, shout out to Tomlin.
Yeah.
19 straight years without a losing record.
Yeah.
Give him clap it.
Get another clap.
19 years, that's unheard of.
Yeah, it is.
That's insane. Dude, 19 years, bro. That's a hell of a coach, like Atlanta.
Oh, and for John Harbaugh and the Baltimore Ravens. Terrible.
Go to Michigan, Harbaugh. John Harbaugh. I kept wanting to call him Jim. Go to Michigan. Recreate your career.
You got some of the other games from last week. The game between the Rams and the Seahawks on Thursday night. Overtime classic there.
Yeah, that was
in Seattle with that win. They're now number 1 in the NFC. They are the number 1 seed right now. Jacksonville going to Denver and winning that game handily. They won 30.
They didn't look good in the first half, was it?
Man, after the second quarter, Jacksonville asserted themselves. I mean, they came in there.
That wasn't the game. I think there was a game that might have been last week where Jacksonville just didn't score in the first half. They were down. That was against the Chargers. Never mind. Chargers were up like 27-0, and they ended up losing like 30-27.
Yeah, that was a playoff game from a few years ago.
Oh, was that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. The Chargers were up 27-0.
I saw that come across my YouTube, and I was like, "When the hell did that happen?"
Yeah, that was a
few years ago.
Yep, 2022.
Yeah, dude. I was like, "When the hell did that happen?"
That was
good for them. They won.
That was the last time Trevor Lawrence actually looked like a decent QB before this year.
Dude, that came across my YouTube, dude, and I was just, okay, good for you, dude. I didn't even look at it. Then I was like, well, maybe I need to bring that up to Charles. That happened. I don't remember that happening this year, but apparently it did. So
that was the 2022 wild card round when that happened. And but look, Jacksonville did beat the Chargers 35-6 this year, so they kind of have
shout out Trevor Lawrence.
They do. I mean, they do kind of have their number right now. And Jacksonville, look out for them. And in a year where you have these teams, whether it's Denver, New England, Jacksonville. Of course, I guess the elephant in the room would be maybe the Bills. But I mean, the Bills, they escaped in Cleveland this last week. So,
dude, the Bills throw me off, dude. Hey, you don't know, and they'll just beat the dog crap out of a team that's like 12-1. Right now, they beat the dog crap out of them, and then they'll go play the Jets and get the dog crap beat out of them. Like, I don't get that team. I'm like, look, you're trying to do what Atlanta does, and I don't like it.
And they play the Eagles this coming week. So that game will be up in Buffalo. Shout out to the Carolina Panthers. They are first place now in the NFC South.
Yeah,
and they have the Seahawks coming in.
You got your nephew. Your nephew's probably like pumped about that right now.
Okay. Oh, he's all about it. Yes.
They have the hell with them Saints. I feel you on that one, bro. But and stupid Buccaneers, they can't do anything. Didn't we both have the Buccaneers winning this division? I had to find that. I had to find it. Did I have Bucks too?
I think you did. Yes.
Atlanta sucks, man.
Yo, Patrick. I don't know if we'll get any of these divisions right this year.
No, I know I ain't got. I think I got all of them wrong.
I think we got the Eagles right, and that's about it.
Yeah, we got the Eagles right. Yeah, we missed. Okay, hold on. Yeah, we had Buffalo winning that one, the AFC East. I had Baltimore winning the North.
Yep.
I had the Texans winning the South. Yep. And I had Kansas City winning the West. And as it stands right now, I ain't winning none of those.
Yeah.
I had the Eagles winning the East. I had the Lions. I had the Lions winning the North.
We both had the Lions.
I had Tampa winning the South. And I had San Francisco. No, I had the Rams. You had San Francisco winning the West, and I had the Rams winning the West.
No, we both had the Rams. I had the 49ers.
You had the Rams too?
Yeah, I had the 49ers getting a wild card. But the 49ers, if they win out now, we're going to have to earn it because we have Chicago and Seattle the next couple of weeks. But if we win those two games, Patrick, we're the number one seed in the NFC. We're going to have to earn it.
You're going to have to earn it.
Oh, goodness.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. How do you get eliminated in week 2?
Right after the Buffalo win?
After the Buffalo win, we got eliminated because we went on a losing streak after that. That much talent, and we can't win a game.
Carolina has Seattle coming in. That's a crucial one. I mentioned the 49ers play the Bears. That's the Sunday nighter. And then you have three.
The South sucks altogether, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. The South sucks altogether, dude. Check this out. Our differential in the South is all in the negatives. Not one team is in the positive. Carolina is -50. Tampa is -30. Atlanta is -53. And New Orleans is -83.
Oh,
and we're on a 2-game win streak. I mean, like, really, like, that ain't mathing.
I got the Rams coming in on Monday night, man. You get to see y'all on national TV. No,
who do I root for?
you can root for Matthew Stafford.
That's who I'm going to root for. He's a dog. I don't know about I suck.
So Patrick, DK Metcalf, receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He got into it with a fan in Detroit. What is it with Detroit and fans, dude? It seems like
they're mean, dude.
Jeez. So this one, all right, so he got suspended for 2 games. And he's going to appeal. So what will probably happen, he's going to appeal. They'll probably bust it down to 1 game. It seems like that's kind of how the NFL rolls when it comes to these suspensions. Someone appeals it.
No, 2 hours ago, his 2-game ban upheld.
Okay.
So
What?
we can do that for 2, and we'll have to forfeit $555,000.
Oh, whoa.
Yep.
Okay. Breaking news, Patrick.
Breaking news.
Yeah. I don't think I have a song.
Yeah, you're gonna have to find a song, and I'll do this and tell you like play that song. And that way, everybody, breaking news.
Who's that from? Who reported that?
It doesn't say. It just says Metcalf 2-game ban upheld. Will forfeit $555,000, and that's I'm looking on ESPN right now.
ESPN. Okay. And so, well, all right.
I was looking for it and see if he was going to get that.
Yeah.
And when I clicked on it, it took me straight to ESPN, and it was saying the ban upheld.
Look, man. I mean, Patrick, it's the same thing. Look, fans and players alike. Look, where's the respect factor at it? I mean, fans can go out there again if you want to boo, if you want to talk a little bit of mess. That's fine. That's cool. You start throwing up
shit. Shoot.
Huh?
I'm gonna have to read into this, make sure this is right, but it says NFL upheld DK Metcalf's 2-game suspension. He now will miss the Pittsburgh's final 2 games at Cleveland and against Baltimore. Metcalf now loses $555,556 in salary and has the guarantee of $45 million voided.
Oh,
yeah.
NFL.com has it. The New York Times has it. Yeah, I mean, so this.
Yeah, New York Times has it.
Yeah.
Bleacher Report has it.
Yeah, NFL.com got it.
NFL.com has it.
Yeah.
ESPN's reporting it.
Oh,
yeah, bro.
45. Oh my gosh, dude. And see, and that's the thing.
It's funny because my kids will come up to me. I'm sorry, I gotta say this. My kids will come up to me and be like, "Hey, Dad, would you slap a baby for $1 billion?" And I'd slap the shit out of him and send him flying. I'd slap the pow for $1 billion. I'd slap that dude. I'll reach to California. And then I go up to the parents and be like, "Here's $100 million. Sorry to slap the out of your baby."
Well, dude, yeah, that 45 million. You know, here's the thing, man.
That's crazy. That's a crazy like.
And look, you gotta, and that's the thing. Like, there's got to be some sort of level of respect. There's no respect anymore, and this is both on the players and the fans.
Yeah,
and like it is, the fans think, okay, because they pay their money to see the ticket, they feel like it gives them a license to say whatever they want. When you start getting, and I don't know what was necessarily said for DK to come up to him, but it was enough to get him to come over there, snatch him down a little bit, and then push him back. Like I seen that footage. Someone had a clip, I guess, from the side. So it would have been to the fans' left. And someone saw DK Metcalf, got it on tape. And I saw it on the New York Post. Walked up to him, and he grabbed him, yanked him down, and then pushed him back. Just apparently whatever he said was enough to get him super, super riled up. And if you're DK Metcalf, you can't do that. You can't, you have to be better than that. And I think for Metcalf, because Metcalf has had a little bit of a history of being, well, immature. Yeah. And so, look, he's 28 years old. So, I mean, he's still young, but you have to, you just have to turn the other way, man. Just to tell security, do something. Just tell him, hey, man, he's saying all this stuff, whatever he said, whether it's about mama, some sort of racial slur, whatever it is. Just go over there, tell security, hey, man, he can't be saying that. The fans got it.
Or don't don't put your hands on people.
You
And
can't.
say something back, bro. Like, look. I'm a huge believer in standing up for what's right.
Mhm.
Right. I'm a huge believer in that. But here's my thing about it. If you're in that spotlight, Metcalf has to look at it and say, he has to look inside himself and say, okay, they're saying racial slurs. Okay, you do. Last time I checked, my bankroll has a lot of zeros. You're not worth my time. Now, I don't want to be like, now don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here saying that because that's the type of person I want to be. I laugh at some of the things that has come up to my show. You know what I mean? Some of the things that I have seen over my social medias, dude, I could get wound up about. I could. Dude, you've heard some of them. I've shared a lot of them with you. And what did? We laughed our asses off about it because it was funny.
Which you have come a long way about, because boy, it used to be.
Boy, let somebody say that. I'm at the red button, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, look, it always reminded me of that one year. I was like, dude, I'm gonna run for president, and you were like, I won't vote for you. I love you to death, dude, but I won't vote for you. I'm like, why? And he was like, because you'd be the first one to press that red button.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'd be like, what did you say?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
To be honest, yes, I have came a long way since then, because I would have pressed the red button. But now, dude, look.
You laugh at it.
I laugh about it because here's the thing. If you're saying something about my show or you're saying something about me, that means I'm in your head. That means something's got to come out about me from you. And the way I always kind of look at it, hey, even bad publicity is good publicity. You know what I'm saying? So you know what? Talk about it. Talk about it. Tell me, dude, say I'm gay. I don't care. Do it. Because all I got to tell you is when people hitting that subscribe button, I don't give a crap.
And
because I'm going to go out and I'm going to help the people that want to help.
And that's the attitude that DK Metcalf can have. Because they said if he's out there, he's yelling at him, DK can just turn around like, hey man, you paid your money to come and watch me play.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're stupid. Oh, I appreciate your feedback. And just keep going, bro. Because last time I checked, he's still paying to see you play. He may not even like the Pittsburgh Steelers. He may like who did Pittsburgh play?
Detroit.
He may be a Detroit fan, but chances are he paid to see you play.
Yep.
So I mean, what do you do about that? Do you go in and pull a fan down? Nah, man. I walk up to him and be like, hey man, let me get your phone. I'm gonna go in here and get you some Detroit people. Then hand it back to him and be like, yeah, I'm stupid as hell. Oh well. But you're welcome for that, because you wouldn't have got that. I had to get that for you. You know what I'm saying?
It's just, and this will be before we close. Well, I'll talk a little bit about this NBA trying to do something about tanking. Yeah, right. But
dude, I didn't even know that was going to be a conversation still.
Yeah, it'll be quick. But can we just have some respect for each other? I mean, geez, man, like on both sides. All right, players, fans, let's respect people in general.
Yeah. And that's another thing that we got to realize. That's the other thing we got to realize. This is back on what you used to say all the time, and you still say it, but you used to say it a lot more back in the past. These players are people too. They're people too. So let's just have a respect for it. I mean, he's out here trying to do his job. He's out here to entertain you. So let him do his job. Stop trying to be such an asshole about everything. Let the man do his job. He's still young. He's got a lot to learn. He doesn't know how to control that temper yet, but when he does, he's going to be a great person. But let him do his job. He's a person too. Let him do his job. And leave it at that.
Shoot. And so real quick, Patrick, here's the thing with the NBA. So they said they're reportedly considering new measures to prevent teams from tanking games for better draft picks. Here's a few of the things they were looking at, and then you could just give your thoughts about it and then we'll roll. Here's the three things. limiting pick protections to either top 4 or 14 and higher, which would eliminate the problematic mid-lottery protections. 2, no longer allowing a team to draft in the top 4 2 years in a row. And then locking lottery positions after March 1st. So basically, wherever you are after the All-Star break, we'll go there. So wherever you are after the All-Star break, and then of course you'll have the trade deadline there. Wherever you are at that point in terms of your standings, if you're already at number 1, then I guess you're number 1. If you are sitting at number 13 or 15, well, you're just out of luck. You might want to try to make the playoffs or something because you're gonna have the 13th pick. I don't know if
I don't know how that works because I mean, you're still gonna tank at the beginning of the season. I like your plan. Like incorporate what
relegate them.
Relegate. Yes. And tell them like, hey, if we're tanking and we see it and we notice it and you are legit doing it, we're going to remove you from the NBA for 2 years. You can come back in 2 years and reestablish yourself. And then flopping, dude, hit them with I will fine a MF for $1 million for the first time you flop, $10 million for the second, and ban you from the NBA after the third. Let me catch you flopping. Let me catch you flopping, bro. Ooh,
because you and that's the thing, Patrick. You look at the English Premier League for soccer over there, you never see anybody tanking because if you were that bottom 3, you're going to the league below.
Yep.
And so these players are playing it out till the end of the season, and if for nothing else, trying to stay in the Premier League because they know the money that's involved from being in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And so I don't understand why they can't put something like that in the NBA to stop this.
Or if you don't want to ban them out of the NBA for 2 years, tell them that they lose their draft picks for 2 years. Everything that you just earned for 2 years, you lose them. Well, what about the ones that carry out?
No.
So if you did all of that trading and you were coming in and you're like, I'm going to tank for the rest of the year. That way I get the number 1 spot and I got 12 freaking number 1 picks, or I got 12 first-round picks. Cool. Get caught tanking, you lose all of your picks for 2 years. They literally get scrapped, and then you got to start over in 2 years.
Patrick, you know,
do something severe.
And I wouldn't even be opposed for them adding another in-season tournament or the NBA Cup. Even if they do something like that, because you have it now and it's over in early to mid-December. So now the rest of the season, they're basically just low managing. We'll have another one like right after the All-Star break. And then that will get everybody kind of going. And then bam, before you know it, it ends around March something. And now you're doing your playoff push. It's like, I wouldn't be opposed to that. We just add another one because this one is just way too early. You know,
I would say do one for one side of the NBA before, and then after All-Star, do another one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that. And then, like you said, by the time the second one ends, you got about 3-4 weeks, and then you got your NBA, you got your playoff push. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah,
but I mean, something's got to be done about the tanking. And to be honest with you, it's got to start at the NBA. The NBA's got to do something because this, I mean, it's their product is just so hard to watch.
It's the only league that has an issue with that because everyone's like, oh, well, the games, the season's too long. Hockey has the same schedule. Those players aren't low managing like that. Those players are out there playing.
Baseball has 162 games. How many times you see a catcher load managing?
All right.
You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. It's hard. I mean, you're starting catcher out of 162 games. I will guarantee you he will catch or start 125 plus of those games. Guaranteed he will start a majority of those games. Between 125 and 132 games, he will start. The other 30 games, he's got to have a break every now and then, especially when you're going out there 6 games deep. Your catcher's going to be tired. He needs a break.
Well, shoot. Well, all right, Patrick. So before we head on out for the holidays, what is coming up for Bro Epic?
Well, we are pushing to get our blitzball game going. We're probably going to do that one after the first of the year. We're looking at probably trying to get the filming of our Parents versus Kids kickball game in next week. We have an episode of me and Brantley playing Hit the Crossbar, which is actually pretty freaking good. Spoiler alert, Brantley hit the crossbar from 15 yards out. He hit the crossbar on a football goal 3 times in a row. 3 times. I was like, dude, I'm going to beat him. And then he hit it. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I hit it. And I was like, dude, all you got to do is miss. And he doink. And I was like, crap. And then he goes, what's this? And do it again. And doink. I was like, whatever. So we did not do our parkour tag. So we're going to try to do that this week. We're going to try to get that in this weekend. Watch the parkour tag. So that will be our season. So I think that's season 3, episode 3. That'll keep season 3, episode 2 is coming out tomorrow. That will come out next week. And then we got our Parents versus Kids kickball we're going to try to do next week as well. And then after the first of the year, we're going to hit up blitzball at the Boom Boom Room and flag football, parents and kids. That's going to be a mix though.
All right, and so for this show, I don't think we're doing another show before the first of the year. Definitely won't. We won't do one next Tuesday now. So we'll have a break there, but maybe like sometime between next Tuesday and then the 6th of January. We'll talk about it, but maybe we'll pop on with some sort of surprise show or something. But other than that, just sitting here, we're getting ready for the new year. And for everybody else, I guess that will conclude this edition of the Boca Sports webcast.
Oh, that transition was horrendous, bro.
That was terrible, awful.
That was a bad transition.
I'm normally better with that.
Dude, wait, hold on. What'd you get your degree in?
Yeah, that's probably
sure as hell wasn't transition, was it?
No, that's probably the worst transition I've ever done. But
you know what? It's hey, all right. It made for a good laugh.
Yeah. So yeah, that will conclude on that note. That will conclude.
Hey, that's a better transition.
I'm normally pretty decent at them, at least. Not that one. That will conclude this edition of the Boca Sports webcast, and that is what we are breathing on for this evening. Y'all make sure y'all visit the Boca Sports YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, and follow the Boca Sports Facebook page. Everybody, Merry Christmas. Enjoy the holiday season. You can talk, hang out with your loved ones and friends, and look back, reflect on what had happened this year. Is there ways that you can improve, or is everything good? But just do some reflection and just see how things went, and then look forward to see how this year or next year, 2026, could be perhaps better than 2025. But let's be kind to each other all the way through, please.
I'll tell you, I don't do resolutions. I do words. And I can tell you, I already got my word for next year, bro. And it's gonna kick me in my face. I can already feel it. I will tell you, it's attitude. I'm gonna have a great attitude for the entire year.
Oh,
yeah, right.
So,
hey, you know what's real? I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
All right. Well, everybody, once again, enjoy the games. We got the college football playoff going on, coming to the end in the NFL season. Christmas is, of course, the big day for the NBA schedule makers as well. So lots of things to keep us occupied when we're perhaps spending time with our family and friends. talking to them on the phone, however we do. But just keep everybody in mind and take care of each other during this holiday season. So until if we don't do another show before the new year, Happy New Year to everybody. Of course, Merry Christmas, and everybody take care. And we will talk to you soon.
And go Dogs.